sunshine in my soul today, more glorious and bright than glows in the earth the sky. For Jesus is the light. There's sunshine, blessed sunshine, through the peaceful, happy moments roll. When Jesus shows his smile in your face, there's sunshine in my soul.
It's been nearly 76 years since Church of the Brethren Youth conceived the idea of a volunteer service program for youth. This idea was presented by the young people to the 1946 annual conference of the Church of the Brethren. By a unanimous vote, the proposal was adopted by the annual conference delegates, and within 2 months, the program was started. Hello, I'm Brent Carlson. Welcome to Brethren Voices. That event happened many years ago, but that action by youth in 1946 has reached far and near, and has provided inspiration to thousands of folks from this country and others. That program became Brethren Volunteer Service and is known as BVS. Today, we have 2 volunteers from Germany who are serving at SnowCap Community Charities in East Multnomah County, Oregon, through BVS. They are helping people who needed assistance with food. You're both from Germany, but I understand you even are from the same cities where you were born, and you are living now in the same cities, another city, with your families.
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about your families and the city where you're living?
Yeah, so we both were born in Bielefeld. That's a pretty big city in Germany, North-Rhine-Westphalia, and we both moved to Gütersloh. That's the city next to Bielefeld, and so we grew up in Gütersloh and played in the same soccer team where we met each other.
And you, how did you meet on the soccer field? Were you on the same team?
Yeah.
Because you were in the same high school?
Yeah, so in Germany it's actually not school-based.
Oh,
so
it's club-based?
Yeah, it's club-based, so you will find kind of in every small village you will find a soccer club. So we both don't live in exactly right in this city, Gütersloh. So we both live in smaller villages around Gütersloh, and so there are lots of football clubs, soccer clubs around Gütersloh, and then we met at this one soccer club we played for.
Very interesting, because you had many choices. So
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your families. Johannes?
Yeah, so my dad, I've 2 parents and a younger brother. So my dad is a social worker, and my mother's a geriatric nurse. And my younger brother, he's 3 years younger than me, and he's 16 years old, and he's just at high school and is graduating from school this year. And so this is my family.
Florian, tell us about yourself and your family.
Yeah, so as Johannes said, I was born in Bielefeld too. So my parents lived in Bielefeld before, and it's pretty close to Gutersloh, so it's not that far away. And then when I was born, they moved to a smaller village near Gütersloh, and that's where I grew up, where I had my childhood, and I had a pretty good childhood. Well, it was a pretty cool neighborhood with lots of friends I found there, and so my dad is working in a bigger company, kind of a businessman, and my mother works for the German customers, and I have a little brother too. He's 17 years old, and he's still going to high school, and he's actually playing at the same soccer club as we do.
Oh, to church. You actually went to the same church together.
Yeah.
and you were in the same confirmation class together. Could you tell us, for people who may not know what confirmation is, just tell us a little bit about what's that all about?
Yeah, so it's basically just about confirmate that you have faith. So yeah, we went, we had like church lessons every Tuesday, and yeah, went together like for 1 hour and learned something about God, Jesus, or yeah, anything about death, or yeah, something like that. And yeah, then I think in 2017 we had our confirmation, and that was like a huge celebration where everyone's family come together and celebrate the whole day, and yeah, go to the church, and after that they eat together, and yeah, just have a nice day.
So the confirmation is in the church with the whole congregation there? Lots of people there?
Yeah.
Lot of
So, and is it a group of people in that same class that all are confirmed at the same time?
Yeah. So it's like we were lots of kids in the same age. I think we were about 13 or 14 in this time, and yeah, we had first lots of lessons. Maybe about 1 year we had every Tuesday lessons, and then
For preparation.
yeah,
Exactly.
preparation.
And then after that, you were youth leaders in a confirmation camp in Berlin. What's a confirmation camp?
Well, it's normally it's usual that you have 2 years of lessons for the confirmation, and this camp kind of accelerates the lessons for 1 year, because it's all cropped together, and it's 1 week where
A concentrated week.
yeah, exactly, where we live together and have lessons, do exercises, play games, and yeah, we went there as kind of staff members or yeah, people that taking care of the
Younger people.
younger
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Johannes, what's the role of the staff, the youth staff?
Yeah,
the
so
leaders.
like giving lessons and taking care of the people, and also
Are you actually giving classes?
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, or
So
helping out.
with the pastors, and we also playing games with them, just yeah, caring for a good atmosphere with the people.
How old were you and how old were they? When I say you, I mean you as the leaders
Yeah.
and then the youth.
I think we were 17 years old and they were 13.
13, okay. So you normally are confirmed around 14 or 15? Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, some are able to be youth leaders to help the next group of people
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
come through the
So
program.
so it's kind of we had to do like a youth leadership for that. So actually we had to go to another camp for this to know about how to deal with younger children, younger teenagers.
Both Florian and Johannes are serving at SnowCap Community Charities, and we asked their director, Kirsten Wageman, to share a little bit of the history of SnowCap and how it began serving the community of East Multnomah County, Oregon.
So SnowCap began in 1967. We were started by a community group of pastors and others who felt like our area of East Multnomah County was not well served by the existing social service networks that were out. And so many of the congregations, primarily the mainline Protestant pastors, got together and they wanted to do something. And in the late 60s, that was really a time when there was a lot to be done and there was a lot of energy behind that. And so it came together with this group of churches and others who really wanted to make a difference and make sure no one was hungry. And so in the late 90s, we moved to our existing location in Rockwood, thanks to the help of Rockwood United Methodist Church at the time. And we became a really broad-based social service agency that provides direct hunger relief, direct relief from lots of things that folks are experiencing. And we do that with the help of oftentimes up to 1,000 volunteers in a year come and make this work possible. We are not a soup kitchen, but we're a place to get groceries, a place where moms and dads and families can come to get what they need to create meals for their family.
Let's come back to the gap, okay? Because you mentioned the gap. So tell us about what the gap is and what's the tradition behind the gap.
Yeah, so we graduated from school last year, and
When last year means last June?
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
what?
June 2021.
Okay.
And yeah, so I wasn't really sure what I'm going to be, so both of us are going to college in October 2022. And yeah, so after school we both wanted to do something different, so not immediately starting to go to good college. So yeah, we decided to do something else, and there's some options like doing an au pair or work and travel or yeah, just a volunteer service. And we decided to do a volunteer service because we want to do something good and to give something back to the needy people. And yeah.
Florian, you mentioned that you heard about volunteer service in the 10th grade in an English class. So then what did you do to contact the organization Irene to kind of bring this to happen?
Well, so in this English classes, it's kind of it was in general about what you can do after school graduation, and there were the options that Johannes mentioned, like gap year, travel and work, or like a volunteer service, or an au pair year.
And what is an au pair year?
So this is actually something that one of my friends is doing at the moment in the US too, Philadelphia. It's that you live in a family and care for their child or their children when the parents are working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one option. And some people do that.
Yeah.
And then this volunteer service, is there volunteer service in Germany that you can do?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And then you decided you wanted to be adventurous and come to the United States.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we wanted to go abroad, learn or improve our English, and get new experiences. So we looked up in the internet and just looked up for organizations that do this for young people like us.
And then in Irene, how do you get connected to the SnowCap organization or the BVS organization?
So
I guess BVS first and then SnowCap.
yeah, so I think Irene and BVS are connected since a long time, and yeah, we had like many conversations with Irene, and then they told us that there's the opportunity to go to the US because they have this connection with BVS. And yes, and then we had like also a Zoom meeting with some people from BVS, and then we decided to do this and had this orientation in Virginia.
How long was the orientation?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. And during that orientation, did you learn about the different projects in the United States that were possible choices?
Yeah, so there we had them like on the paper, and we could choose, but we knew about them before. So actually we had kind of an orientation in Germany with Irene too. It was about 2 weeks, and there we got to know all the project too already, and we knew about SnowCap and Portland. It was actually, I think, when we applied for BVS then, so we had to apply to BVS to the Church of the Brethren again. Actually, I think Portland was one of our top 3 of us, so SnowCap was one of our top 3. So
We're very lucky to have you. Thank you for choosing us.
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years since Peace Church of the Brethren established a Brethren Volunteer Service House, and about half of the volunteers in the program have come from Germany. And we heard volunteer service is common in Germany. But do you have friends or relatives who are doing this?
So I have a friend that is doing something like that in Germany. So he's not like abroad, but he's doing something like this in Germany. So he works with children and doing like sport activities with them.
And you both have brothers. And I'd like to know how your family, your brothers, your parents think about your coming to the United States for a year as volunteers.
In a way, it's kind of hard because for us and for our families too, because we are far away for amount of time, and it's kind of hard. But on the other hand, they all thought that it would be a big step, that we would get lots of experiences and learn lots of new things that would be maybe important for our lives. And for example, it's like the first step in living for ourselves. And
this is your first time living on your own.
Yeah. So I think they kind of liked what we want to do and supported us.
Johannes, do you contact them? Do you call them?
Yeah, so because of the time difference, it's pretty hard to call them because...
We were talking about the time. They're 9 hours ahead.
Yeah,
so it's actually like early morning.
Yeah, currently it's 3 a.m. or something like that. And so we're just calling them at the weekend when it's 10 a.m. In the US. It's,
About 7. Huh?
It's 7 p.m. So that's the time where we call each other, because we are working in the week. We can't really call them in the week. So we just call them at the weekend, and it's not really easy to call them because of time difference.
What's your younger brother think of your being here?
I don't know. So I think he really like it because my brother wants to do a volunteer service too with disabled people, but in Germany, so not going abroad.
In Germany, he's thinking
exactly.
that way.
Yeah, so I think he would like it.
And Florian, you have a brother, and what's he thinking about?
Yeah, I think it's I think he wants to do a volunteer service or like something like a gap year too. So when I told him that I want to do it, I think he said once to me that he wants to go after school graduation. He wants to go to another country too for 1 year, just to pause learning and studying all the time. Maybe this is the reason too, like to get like really gap between your high school and your college.
Recently, Kirsten Wageman shared her thoughts about both of you and how much it means to have Brethren volunteers involved at SnowCap.
They are just lovely. We are so grateful. And during the pandemic, we went without BVS volunteers, and it felt so quiet. These two young people from Germany were exactly the right volunteers to come to SnowCap right now. They not only get along well with each other as lifelong friends, but they just inject a lot of life and levity and different ideas and are just a pleasure to have. It makes a huge difference just from a business standpoint in having these volunteers that are strong and they're trained in lots of different areas, so that if one of our staff people is out for the day or an event happens, it just helps us to know that our clients will be served well by these volunteers who are trained just as well as any staff member, and they make our work better. They really do. And it's just a pleasure to be able to host them, and we appreciate the support from the local congregation who's really helping it happen.
I'd like to ask, what were your thoughts, your goals, and your ideas about Portland, Oregon and SnowCap before you came? What kind of things were you imagining and wanting to achieve?
Well, I think it's kind of a mix between wanting to see something else. So when you live in Germany or anywhere in Europe, when you think about the US, you have like this huge cities and like New York, LA, and yeah, I think we want to see something of this too, and maybe travel around and well, but Portland is a big city too, so we already seen like a big city here, and yeah, on the other hand, it's yeah, that we have like a normal day. We work here, we help people, and don't just only travel around and yeah, just only
Just a normal working person.
Yeah.
yeah.
Johannes, what were you scared of? Were you worried about anything?
Yeah, maybe to move out, to be so far away from your hometown, from your family, from your friends, and yeah, maybe I was afraid to become homesick or something like that. So yeah, but everything is running good, so I'm really happy here.
So when you arrived, SnowCap arranged for you to be in your own apartment together. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's really cool, because that was also one reason why we choose to go abroad or to do a volunteer service, because we want to become independent. And yeah, it's really it's really nicer to live in an apartment with your best friends, because yeah, it's pretty much fun. And it's,
Are you still doing best friends?
Yeah. yeah.
Because living on your own in an apartment is very different.
Yeah, that's
than living in your family.
yeah. I think you can say that you see different
sides
different
of
sides
each other.
of each
Yeah,
other.
and you have to work out who's going to take a shower when,
Yeah.
who's going to wash the dishes,
Yeah.
who's doing the cooking,
Yeah.
where you're going to buy your groceries, all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
Now, here's a message from someone who has volunteered with Brethren Volunteer Services on 2 occasions.
I'm Ed Groff. Usually I'm in the editing room or behind the cameras producing Brethren Voices. But I just wanted to tell you that I've had 2 wonderful experiences in Brethren Volunteer Service. The first was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in 1967 and 1969, working with youth of the inner city. Now for me that was a whole new experience, growing up in Southern California and working in a big city. It really changed my life. The second time was at Cross Keys Village near Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, actually working with my wife in a retirement village. It's a wonderful retirement village of over 1,000 folks in all types of living situations. Brethren Service has far-reaching possibilities. For those in the United States, it offers an opportunity to do service in various European projects, Central America, China, Japan, South Sudan, Nigeria, Brazil, besides numerous projects in the States. And you don't have to be Brethren. Just be open to advocating for justice, working for peace, serving human need, and caring for the creation. Check us out on brethren.org. We can all benefit from a gap year.
You've both now been here for about a month. What are the things that have surprised you about your experience so far?
Well, I think the most surprising thing was yeah, the huge cars. So I think you can say in general the streets and the cars are way bigger here than in Germany. So yeah, you always have like this the stereotype in your head that everybody here is driving like this pickup, and I think so. We were first in Virginia, and I think it's kind of more popular there to have a pickup than it's over here. But yeah, this was like kind of surprising because yeah, you kind of thought, okay, this stereotype is true, and yeah.
Different places have different
Yeah.
things. So, Johannes, what about you? What surprised you?
Yeah, for me the same. And what I also think about is that here's way more plastic than it's
Plastic
than in Europe. So, for example, in grocery stores in Germany, plastic bags are forbidden, and here so much plastic bags. Or, for example, silverware is made of plastic, and yeah, so we don't have that in Germany.
Johannes Stitz, Florian Wesseler, thank you for being with us on Brethren Voices and sharing your story.
I just want to say that I'm really happy to be here and that we really appreciate the opportunity to be here, to come to the US, and that we're really happy with SnowCap and yeah, just our life here.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Florian?
I can say that too. So it was kind of hard to, manage all this with COVID stuff because we were supposed to come here in September 2021, and because of COVID, the travel ban, it was not possible, and so now we are very, very happy to be here, and it's kind of the perfect way we could imagine now working, living here, and
it's almost become natural?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And for Brethren Voices, this is Brent Carlson.
Florian.
Johannes. Wishing you peace.
There is music in my soul today, a carol to my King. And Jesus, listening, can hear the songs I just can't sing. There's sunshine, blessed sunshine, where the peaceful happy moments grow. When Jesus shows his smiling face, there is sunshine.